Hey mini enthusiasts, how you doing? Welcome back, hope you're well and I hope you're having a great day. Today we are back on Project Bruce, but as you can see I've got another parts haul. I had to order some more parts, and would you like to learn how to save some money on your next parts order? Maybe some free shipping or maybe a discount code. Stay tuned and I'll explain how you get that in a moment. First off though, I needed a few more bits for Project Bruce. And yeah, we're really blowing the budget now, but it's stuff I've got to have. I need it to progress with the project. But like I say, I'm still keeping a very tight control on the budget. So I phoned the nice people at Ball Motive Mini. I placed an order and yeah, this is what we've got. So I'll just explain quickly. So we've got an offside front inner flitch panel. I don't think they're doing an inner and outer, it's just a flitch panel. It's a Magnum part again, so it's non-genuine. I did contact Magnum actually. One of the viewers, subscribers, said to me about when welding them, obviously the coating they have on there, sometimes they're galvanised, sometimes they have like an e-coat on them. I actually found Magnum, and you see the Magnum panels coming through now, and they're bright silver like this. That is because they're Zintex coated, so it's like a zinc coating they put on them. But you should really try and clean that off with maybe a flat wheel or something like that before welding, because it gives off this horrible fumes that you really don't want to be breathing in. So good little tip there, clean it off first. I obviously have an offside front closing panel as well, because the other one was just pretty much non-existent. An offside front seam strip. And Paul Robinson, you'll be proud, I don't have a near side front seam strip because that one come off okay, and it didn't have that much corrosion on it, but the offside one just pretty much snapped in half because it was really rusty. So we've got a new one of them. I also have an oil filter. So you'd have seen in the earlier series on the videos, I had to do the head gasket on Project Bruce. So I haven't changed the oil and filter yet. I wanted to make sure it all run up again okay. Put water in it, wanted to make sure it wasn't pressurising. It seems fine, touch wood. Obviously I need to do a new oil and filter on it, so we've got that. I've got the clips for the seam strips, new clips. If you'd have seen in a recent video, the battery positive cable that goes right from the battery at the back of the car, right to the front to the solenoid underneath, was dangerous basically. Insulation had rubbed through, the insulation was cracked, it was arcing out on bits of the bodywork, so that's added to the spend. That was about 40 quid I think with the VAT, but it's got to be done, and it's got to be done properly. I've also got a set of subframe tower bolt rubber bushes. These ones are the ones that go between the subframe and the body cross member, and these are the ones that go between the tower bolts and the cross member. Now these are a bit of a pain to change, certainly if the car is all built up, because you basically need to drop the whole subframe down about 1.5 inches so you can get these in and the old ones out. So tower bolts out, rear subframe bushes, front subframe bushes, shock absorbers, and then you've got to lift the body off the subframe. So they're a bit of a pain to change, but we've got the whole front end off the car, so it's not too much of a problem. I've got a pair of front indicators. These are the earlier type indicators, so they fit on slightly differently to the later sort of SPI and MPI minis, and the hole size is different on the earlier indicators, so bear that in mind. Pair of front suspension knuckles, so you'd have seen from the previous video that the front knuckle rubbers are completely perished, and I would imagine the knuckles themselves, the metal parts are corroded. And I thought I'd ordered a set of front engine steady bar bushes, but I've only got one end, so I need to remember to order in the next order I place. So I need to work out how much that all costs. I can't quite remember, but I'll do the usual thing. This is how much Project Bruce owes me at the moment. Like I say, it's totaling up quite quickly, so I need to keep careful. And I've still got this issue with, I haven't got the rear subframe out yet. I don't know what I'm going to find at the back there, but we're keeping relatively under control. As I said right at the start, if you want to learn how to save some money on your next order of mini parts, if you use Bullmotiv, go and check out their website. They usually do free shipping if you pass a certain order threshold. It's currently £100 plus VAT and you get free shipping on these parts. So if you can club together a few bits you need, you're going to save a bit of money on shipping. And I'm really pleased to say, when I placed this order, they gave me a call the next day and I thought, oh dear, something must be out of stock. And they just wanted to say, thanks for giving them a shout out last time. Absolutely no problem at all. I really don't mind shouting businesses out when they give great service and fantastic delivery like that. And what they said was, would you like a discount code? And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll have a discount code. But the good bit is they said you can share that discount code with all your viewers and subscribers. So I'm going to stick the discount code in the description down the bottom. If you go onto their website, you get the free shipping, use the discount code, you're going to save a few quid on your next order of mini parts, which is absolutely great, and it all helps the cause, doesn't it? Right, let's get into fixing this Project Bruce back up and let's get it back on the road, because I just want it done. Right, so the next job is I need to repair this section here. Like I say, not going to do the whole flitch panel because top half of it and rest of it's fine. I actually choose to cut down here because that's where the inner panel joins as well. So when you're welding here, you are providing you get a good penetration, you get weld on the inner wing and the inner panel at the same time. So that's why I've chosen to cut it back to there. If I can get a nice bit of heat in the puddle when I weld, that should give me a nice strong join there. Like I say, I'm not going to buy a new flitch panel because I'm only using that little bit, but a bit of a bonus about being a bit of a tight git like I am. So there's a flitch panel that I used on Project Sprout. You might see it's the wrong side, but if I just turn it upside down, I only need this part here. So if I turn it upside down, it should have the right profile on it. So we're going to use a Cookie Crisp template, computer aided design or cardboard aided design by Nestle, and let's get a patch made up. Right, so there's my repair panel. It was quite complicated to get that, the right angles and cuts, and I had to add a bit of metal down the side because I cut it short. But that's in weld through primer now, and yeah, ready to be welded in place. Right, so that side is done now. I'm pretty pleased with this. So we've got that repair section in down the bottom. The top here has just been cleaned up. I've welded back up this under the scuttle here and closing panel. The closing panel's solid. Shock mount is back on, all cleaned up, cure rusted, primed, painted. The front is got the new sections in, ready for the front end to go on, and I've even got the door back on. Now I've got the door back on because I said right at the very start I'm not going to bother marking anything up because the alignment's all out of place on the front. So basically the door gaps were really good on this with the old A panel on there. So what I'm going to do is basically, this is the new A panel. The door is in exactly the same position as before. It's got the same amount of shims in, and all I think I'm going to do is get the gaps right on the A panel, and then just both sides just go forward with the wings, get it right from the doors, and then move forward with it and try and get the gaps all right. But yeah, another bit that quite surprised me on this car, like I say, inner wings here are fantastic, and actually, you know, when I was thinking about the back and when I had a look under the back, I just saw that horrible underseal under there, and I thought that's going to be hiding a mess. Well, I might get lucky and it might have protected it quite nicely. I'm not going to know until I get there, but certainly on the front here, inner wing spot on. I mean, even like the door hinges, I mean, look how clean. It's just because they were covered in underseal. There's no rust on them. I've put some new nuts on, obviously, but I mean, again, the nuts, studs usually break. They were fine, they come out. So pretty pleased with that. That is ready, really, for the front end to be done. I've still got some work to do on the other side. So let's go round and let's get the other side finished now. Right, so this next bit is a bit fiddly. So I've got my flitch panel, which goes in roughly like that. But as you'll notice, right underneath, it doesn't quite go all the way to the top. And I've got a bit of this inner wing that I've had to fabricate this bit together. So that fits up inside there underneath the scuttle. I'm going to get that welded in first, and then I need to look at this flitch panel, and I'm probably going to have to make up a little closing bit just to go on the inside here. Probably better if you see from in there. So I've got to make a bit right up inside here, which I'll probably just seam weld across the top there and down. But it's a bit fiddly. It's difficult to film when you're doing fiddly bits like this, so it's back to the old cardboard templates. Yeah, cardboard templates to get everything made. But it's kind of a step at a time, this. I'm going to weld this bit in now, or get it tacked in, and then I can start shaping the other bits around it. Right, quick progress report. I've cut quite a bit more out, as you can see. So I've cut this panel out here. Even though, as you can see, that panel was good, but I wouldn't have been able to get my line here for the new flitch panel. So if I just try and place that in very roughly, obviously I wouldn't have known where to cut the line because it's behind here, but because I've cut back a little bit further, I can now mark it up from the inside. And obviously what I can do, in fact where these are, actually I can probably get my spot welder out and spot weld these. If not, I'll just plug weld through. But we're getting there. Once that top's in, and then I can make the final sort of closing section piece up inside there.